Pretty much everyone wants a better world, right? But the real question is, how do we actually get there? Today, we're going to dive into two incredibly ambitious and totally different blueprints for our future. One starts by changing ourselves from the inside out, and the other, well, it tries to change the entire system from the top down. Let's see how they stack up.
It's a huge question, isn't it? It sounds almost too big to even think about, but there are people out there with incredibly detailed plans who believe they can do exactly that. We're going to look at two of them, and we're starting with a vision that doesn't begin with fancy technology, but with a really deep personal transformation.
So first up, we have the ARC-18 story. Now, this isn't some business plan that was dreamed up in a corporate boardroom. Nope. This is a mission that grew out of one person's really profound inner journey.
What's so fascinating here is how the founder, Sarah's journey, is laid out almost like a classic hero's tale. It kicks off with what she calls a full life, a successful company, music, family, the whole deal. But then comes the break, and she has this really powerful way of describing it, running from war on all fronts. This chaos basically forced her onto a difficult quest, which eventually led her to the return, a complete transformation into what she calls her true, authentic self. And right out of that intense personal journey, this simple but, wow, incredibly powerful philosophy was born. This right here is the absolute core of ARC-18. It's a complete reframing of how we think about our food, our planet, everything. The idea that we can actually thrive without causing harm.
And this slide just lays out that mental shift so clearly. On the left, you've got the way most of us were probably raised to think about food. But on the right, that's the new understanding that came out of her journey. She calls the old way poison, a really strong word, and even redefines a concept like kosher, down to its most basic, simple essence, just cause no harm.
Okay, so having a big personal revelation is one thing, but how do you turn that into a real movement? The answer is these things they call pods. This is how the idea gets its legs and starts to walk. It's totally grassroots, just a local group of people, friends, neighbors, whoever, exploring this lifestyle together, and ARC-18 acts as the central hub, giving them support.
And this is where it gets really practical. ARC-18 isn't just talking about ideas. They're actively helping people make the change. They're giving out kits, starting up public events like a restaurant challenge, sharing all sorts of ideas, and even offering a pure food certification for businesses. It's all about empowering change from the ground up.
All right, take a deep breath, because we are about to do a complete 180. We're shifting from that grassroots, personal journey to our second blueprint. And this one, it's a super detailed, top-down, high-tech vision to basically re-engineer our entire society.
So this is the central claim from the plan by Today's Ultimate Solutions, or TUS for short. And it is bold. I mean, really bold. The wild thing is, the people behind this plan aren't asking this as a what if. They're pretty much saying, yes, we absolutely can do this. So how on earth do they think they can pull it off?
It all starts right here. And believe it or not, the cornerstone of this gigantic global plan is a vending machine. Seriously. But this is the Royal Oasis VM, and it's been totally reimagined. It's not for chips and soda. It's designed to be a community survival hub, providing the absolute essentials for a healthy life.
Right, so we gotta be super clear here. This is way, way more than just a food dispenser. Yes, it gives you strictly whole food, plant-based meals, all sourced locally. But it's also a communication hub, it has personal protective equipment, it's basically a self-contained survival hub in a box.
Every huge plan has to start somewhere. The TUS Blueprint proposes a pilot program in Israel, but honestly, calling it a pilot feels like a bit of an understatement. They're planning to roll out 10,000 of these machines just for the test phase, and that's just the beginning.
Because the ultimate goal here is a worldwide network. The plan calculates that to feed our entire global population of 8 billion people, they would need a staggering 80 million of these machines. The scale is it's almost hard to wrap your head around. So you're probably wondering, okay, how in the world do you pay for all of this? Well, the plan has this whole new kind of self-sustaining economy baked right in. Step 1, grow food everywhere, on all unused land. Step 2, employ vulnerable populations to produce the meals. Step 3, you earn a new currency called eco-credits for doing positive things. And finally, you sustain the whole system by repurposing all waste. The goal? To completely eliminate landfills. And what's running this whole massive global operation? Well, this is where things get pretty sci-fi.
They call it QUI, or quantum intelligence. The source material describes it as a governing system that brings together the Internet of Things, so all the connected machines, with a super powerful AI. It's supposed to be like a central brain that can manage all the logistics with perfect efficiency and, get this, empathy. Okay, an all-powerful AI running the world, I know what you're thinking. That sounds a little scary, right? The plan's answer to that is a single, unbreakable core command that's programmed into the QI as the ultimate failsafe. Do no harm. It's the exact same core idea as ARC-18, just implemented in a totally different way.
So what's in it for the average person living in this new world? They call it Club TS, and the promises? Well, they are huge. We're talking guaranteed delicious and healthy food, a home in a new community, a job that covers everything, and even a low monthly fee if you choose not to work at all.
So we've seen one vision born from a personal journey, and another born from a technological blueprint. Now let's put them side by side to really see how they compare and contrast.
Okay, this chart just breaks it all down beautifully. You see, ARC-18 starts from that personal, spiritual place, and its method is all grassroots, community by community. TUS, on the other hand, comes from a tech blueprint, uses a top-down global network, and scales to the entire planet. And look at the philosophy. They're both centered on no harm, but one is all about personal choice, while the other makes it an AI's core command. So different.
So there you have it. Two completely different blueprints, but they're both aiming for the same goal. Which brings us, of course, to the ultimate question, what's the real path forward?
And the TUS plan leaves us with this one really provocative thought. It basically suggests that the technology, the resources, the ability to build this better world, it's already here. The only real question, it says, is whether we as a species actually have the will to do it.
And that, in a way, brings us full circle. Back to that more personal idea from the ARC-18 story, which feels like the perfect place to leave things. Whether the solution is personal or technological, bottom-up or top-down, if we all share this one home, what's our part to play? That feels like a powerful question to think about.